Welcome into the Mad Monday podcast from the ACC, brought to you by 4 and 20 Pies, the perfect at-home snack for watching rugby league. Myself, Tino Fa'asua Manaiawi and Adam Whenua Keezy joining you for a Thursday. Keezy, does that cup have your own face on it?
Yeah, it is a mug that has my own face on it, which is a bit of a dick move, but it has a giant nose that says Keezy in it, so I think it makes it okay.
Yeah.
And it's literally, I just opened the cupboard, and you know how in the cupboard we've got all those black mugs that are really small?
I don't see colour, but yeah.
They're all really small. They're not the normal size mug, and the only one that's the normal size
It's the white one.
was the one with my massive nose on it, is the white one. So, of course, I went for that one.
I took one out of the cupboard the other day, didn't look at it, same as you, and it had our CEO's face on it.
Oh, the Bogsy one.
The Bogsy cup. I didn't realise it, and I walked into the cafe. Who's in front of me in the line? Bogsy. And I put the bloody cup down in front of him. He's like, is this like a thing? Or do you want a pay rise? Or
do you want a pay rise?
What's going on here?
It was weird. This white cup was sitting there in the middle, and there was like 5 black cups around it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I've seen that video.
Yeah, I can't remember where it is, though.
I wanted to bring something up that I just saw whilst sitting on the toilet before, and it is that the Warriors are looking for a new name for their bar. So they've bought the bar in Kingsland, which if you live outside of Auckland, is Hollyhop.
Hollyhop, yeah, that used to be neighbour. Okay, cool.
It is nowhere near Mount Smart.
It's great if they play at Eden Park.
It's in Kingsland. And a lot of people are saying, does this signify that they're moving to moving to Eden Park? I think it signifies that there are no bars anywhere near the ground, which is actually what's going on there.
There is like one, the zookeeper's son near, but that is still a massive walk.
Yeah.
You know, it's probably your closest like sports bar though.
Yeah.
Which is why...
It's an enormous walk.
Yeah, but I remember it goes off before Warriors games just because it's the closest. But that's why Lily World is so great.
Yes, yeah, because it's at the ground. But this one, I guess, technically you could catch a train. I'm not familiar with the train system. Anyway, long and short of it is, they're looking for a new name for the bar. And they have asked for your help at home. So if you want to jump on Instagram, you can go and check in on that one. The best one that I've seen, there's a lot of like crude... like Waz puns that they've tried to shoehorn in there.
Crowbar in there.
Crowbar in there. But then there's some quite creative ones. I'm just bringing it up on my phone right now. The one that really caught my eye that I quite liked, it's not really a pun, it's the North Stand.
Yeah, it's great because we don't have one.
Because there isn't a North Stand.
Yeah, that's great.
So when people are like, we watched the game from the North Stand.
That is, and because that's the sort of thing that you only know if you are familiar with Mount Smart Stadium.
Yeah.
Which is cool. What about Pinot Noir?
Yeah, what about it? Berrickson Stadium.
Berrickson Stadium. That's
I don't mind that. 6 more, the bunker or the back fence. Charlie Pub.
Shout out to Charlie Gubb, by the way. He's the man.
The Little General. The Wā, come on. Waz Kirunga, which is up the Waz into the Māori. Stacey's. I think we can
Stacey's. What about like Mars Bar, Waz Bar? The Waz Bar, and you have Mars Bar branding.
Oh,
vintage Mars Bar branding.
Yeah, vintage Waz Bar. The back fence I don't mind.
The back fence is excellent. I must have missed. Did you just say the back fence?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. What about munting around in the middle?
Mad Mondays?
Mad Mondays?
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's another great one.
Mad Mondays sounds like somewhere your missus would take you for brunch on a Sunday. We're going down to Mad Mondays.
What about
they do a granola that I just can't live without.
They do a poke bowl, which I just
shakshuka is to die for.
What about like the interchange or something?
Oh, yeah.
You know, to make out like you're playing, or you just got cut and you're in the extended reserves or whatever, the extended bench.
We could move Stacey Jones or the Mad Butcher's Lounge. Could move that from the ground because I think he gave his lounge up. So move that out to...
Yeah, the Butcher's Lounge.
The Butcher's Lounge.
That sounds... Drop the word mad and it sounds pretty feral in the Butcher's Lounge.
We're going to go watch the game at the Butcher's Lounge. Okay. I'm off the North Stand. For commercial reasons, it'll work better, but the Butcher's Lounge. The Butcher's Lounge has to be the one.
But yeah, send through any ideas, I guess, to the what? How do we do this on the ACC?
Voicemail. We'll get the wee voicemail. If you listen on iHeartRadio, you can go down in the bottom right and just hit the little microphone button.
Is that what that is? Because that pops up. We'll be doing the Hodaki show, and your ones are popping up.
Yeah.
And I'm like, wait, they're not doing a podcast right now. How are these coming through?
Well, podcasts aren't live, so.
No, I know, but you know what I mean? But that's coming through during our show. So it's a voice. Okay. That's good.
I think what happens is, so it's when people are like listening to Hodaki and then your show comes on, they'll switch that off and put a podcast on.
Yeah.
And so that's probably why they're coming through then.
Yeah, whatever, your backbone.
Speaking of backbones in your radio station, we had a bit of street mana. Now, this is something that hasn't happened in a long time. Well, it has happened a lot, but we don't talk about it enough. Street mana is when people come up to us and talk to us about the podcast or about the Warriors.
Yes.
Out in public, we get a bit of digital mana where people will send us a message or something on social media. I think we've had a bit of print mana where they talked about us in the newspaper once.
Sweet.
But street mana, when we see people and we can share the mana person to person, talk about the Warriors.
I love the street mana for Mad Monday because it's the one out of all of them that I want people to talk to me about.
Yeah.
It'd be like, I listen to Mad Monday or whatever it is, like the commentary. I want to chat Warriors with people.
Yeah.
But they just come up to me and yell backbone and shit. You know, I want the Warriors chat. So if you could zero in on that. Yeah, man.
And we get a lot of it when you go to the games, which is great. People are like, oh, the fucking
It's
Mad
really
Monday.
good, yeah.
And so we had a bit of mana sent in from actually a dear friend of the podcast.
Sorry, it just arrived now on my phone.
Notorious Pants Man Joel Harrison.
Right.
And he sent in this piece of audio here.
So, I hear Bruco are having their happy hour at the same time as the Hodaki Big Show.
What? 4 till 7? That's more like happy hours.
Bloody generous of them.
Very good of them to look after backbone Kiwis at the end of their working day.
Here it's the best happy hour at the Mount. Bigger than the Big Show.
We could stay for Keezy's favourite burger.
How you talking, mate?
Happy hour? More like happy whole evening. Bruco.
Oh,
it's
my
everybody's
God.
local.
What was the burger?
Do you know what the funny thing is? Because we're talking, because Ben Hurley lives in Tauranga, we lives in the Bay Plenty area, gets the radio stations down there, and Bruco we've been to a few times.
Yeah.
And they're great. And then he sends through like the audio, just goes, "Oh, Keezy loves the burger." This is what they're saying in the ad. I don't even remember getting the burger.
Well, they remember it because they've put a bunch of ads out. Here we got another one.
Oh no!
Do you think the Hodaki boys are missing Bruco?
No, I reckon.
They had a great time doing their big show from here. They'll be missing the beers. So many beers. And the burgers. Epic burgers at Bruco. They'll be missing the Warriors games. Up the
I've never missed the
the
Warriors.
live music. You know what they'll be missing most though? What? The banter. We have good banter at Bruco. Great banter. Epic banter. The best staff with the best banter. Bruco. It's everybody's local and home of best banter.
Shout out to Bruco, by the way. If you're in the Mount, head down.
Oh, absolutely.
Try the burger. Apparently, Keezy loved it.
You worked behind the bar there for...
Yeah, so after the Tradies 11 thing we did, we went down, gave away some vouchers. We're like, come down and we've got bar tabs. And then I had a few beers and then, because I worked in a bar for a long time.
Right.
And I was like, stuff it. We did like a shirt swap. And so they gave me a Bruco one. I gave them a Backbone shirt. And then I was like, stuff it. Should I work behind the bar? Got behind there and instantly was like, fuck, I remember doing this. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
People come in like, what can I get for you? You know, make some drinks, pour some beers, talk some shit. It was excellent.
How was your banter?
Probably not up to scratch.
Nah.
Not to the level that ad is selling. Holy shit, the banter.
I'm going to go to the Bruco and I want to see if they've got something on the menu that's called Keezy's favourite burger.
Oh, I feel like that's really come out of nowhere. They've really hung their hat on that particular thing.
Yeah, on the burger. There was like 3 bits of audio we got sent through is about the burger.
Far
like
out.
Keezy's favourite burger. One of them had no context for like who you were or why you would have a favourite burger.
They just assume that, yeah, far out. I think what's happened there is whoever writes the ads obviously listens to the show and hasn't thought about the fact that maybe other people don't listen to the show, quite a lot of other people, and have no idea who the hell we're talking about. But anyway, so...
I've got to try the burger, man.
Yeah, man, it's pretty good. I'd recommend it.
And the banter. All right, the Warriors are playing a game of rugby
Oh,
league
we're getting
this
to the
weekend.
Warriors
Should we
now,
talk
okay.
about it? Yeah. The team list on the back of your sheet there.
Oh, yeah, thanks for the reminder. Every week.
If we are looking at it, I think for me, the biggest ins and outs are Kurt Capewar is back on the right edge for the Wars.
Yeah.
Which is good to see him back because he had a throat injury and initially was listed as out indefinitely, which is always worrying.
Very worrying. Throat injury and that niggly rib injury.
Yeah.
So his respiratory system is shot at the moment.
There's no amount of Ventolin that's going to, even with the spacer on it, it's just not going to help.
Were you a spacer guy?
Yeah, I was a space cadet
Yeah.
back in the day. I'd get down with the space. It's just a bit too much admin.
It is too much. And then as soon as I went to high school, I ditched the spacer because I had it in like a little spacer pencil case. And you had to like, shit, I'm getting asthma coming on.
I'd rather die.
Pull out the pencil.
I would rather suffocate to death than pull the spacer out. I remember seeing Jonah Lomu hitting a Ventolin inhaler on the sideline.
Hell yeah.
I was like, there's hope for me yet.
Yeah. But it was
I reckon
cancer as well.
he's good at rugby because of the asthma. But actually it was because of the kidneys. Bunty R4 back from a hamstring and he's onto the bench now in the 17 jersey.
Which is great. 2 forwards back on deck, man.
Yeah, it is. It's good to have Bunty R4 back on there. And all of a sudden, it does drop Zion Mau'u back to the reserves. But I got to be honest with you, he was doing a Bunty impersonation.
That's right.
And it was excellent. It was a A- Bunty impersonation. But now to have the actual real thing back out there is great. Adam Pompey sweeping the sheds in the 18 jersey for the like 6th week in a row. You got to feel for him to go from playing every game of last year to all of a sudden.
Especially while we're losing quite a lot recently.
Right. And he's when we got RTS over, someone had to lose.
Yeah.
And it was him, unfortunately. In the reserves, we've still got Ed Cossey, Tane Tuopiki, and dear friend of the show, Tanner Stowers-Smith as well in there. So a pretty strong, but also the same Warriors team that's lost these last 3 games. CHT's the only major out. I honestly think having Dylan Walker back out of anyone to come off our bench.
Yes, correct.
It'd be Marata Niukore, but then it would be
But that we really have under and almost forgotten about his impact. When he came back last week, he helped spark a lot of our attack, which has stagnated at points, and we just can't seem to do anything more. Once we're down in the attacking area, we can't seem to do anything with it. That's where Dylan Walker was bloody good.
Yeah.
The thing I love, though, is we've got Tom Elliott, Jacob Laban, Bunty R4, 3 big forwards on the bench, which means our forwards can have a break. They won't get caught in defence. Hopefully won't be so tired they're giving away all those defensive penalties and stuff. Hopefully. And to be honest, I'm circling this game as Andrew Webster gave them 3 days off straight after that Anzac loss, which is nice.
10-day turnaround.
10-day turnaround, which is just a dream come true. I've heard a lot of chat recently about maybe he's overcoaching them, hence the injuries that are coming in at them, or overtraining them, sorry. And I like to think that the start of the season, how much pressure was on the Warriors, how much expectation through the roof. Now it's like, okay, we've started average, not bad, but average.
Yeah.
We've had a few days off. Let's get into our shit. I feel like the turning point is now.
Yeah, the expectations are a good point because I was actually, me and Adam were talking about this on the way over to the studio just now, there were so many, I don't want to call them bandwagoners, but people that aren't like hearty fans, watch every minute of every game fans. If you were just a casual fan of the Warriors, last year you'd be forgiven for thinking that Dallin Watene-Zelezniak was the Michael Jordan of rugby league because every week it was another highlight of him upside down in the air scoring a try. And so you must just think that he just does that every single time he touches the ball. But it's like there's a little bit more to it than just that. So now there's a lot of there was a story talking about, has he lost a bit of form, blah, blah, blah. And it's like, well, I don't know, maybe, but also you compared to what you were expecting of him.
Dallin, yeah. Well, the thing with Dallin is, in order for him to do those scucky flips in the corner, our right side needs to be one of the best attacks in the competition, like it was last year.
And the other that's right. And the other thing that he does that's invaluable for our team is getting our sets off to a good start.
Yes, he does.
He comes screaming off the back fence.
He does.
Laughing. He loves it.
I love he's got a great grin on him, after he's been given a hiding by someone.
He cracks up. He knows it's funny. I said it on the podcast a couple of weeks ago. I watched him do it in the flesh. I was sitting quite close to him. And he got up laughing and looked at the crowd, and the crowd all started laughing and cheering as well.
That's good shit, man. I love that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, Manaia, I know you're a staunch defender of this tactic of theirs, but the other thing they're doing a lot, especially against the Titans, responsible for quite a lot of points, is jamming in on defense. So hopefully, and we're talking to Charlie Gubb on our show, and he was saying the more tired you get, the more that split-second decision-making turns to, and like not trusting your inside man. It's literally all come down to like
decision fatigue.
So that's why I'm so glad to see the forwards are on the bench. We're going to have guys that aren't playing more minutes than they used to, other guys not having to make up for that. Because as soon as you're trying to make up for stuff, you start to have that mentality of, shit, I need to come in and help.
Now I got to do this. Yeah.
And so hopefully, that's why I'm so stoked that we've got that stacked bench, and hopefully that'll stop happening, because it wasn't like it was happening occasionally last year.
What's that?
The jamming
right.
and Dallin last year was probably the main culprit almost, but it wasn't happening that often. So if it happens every now and then, sweet. And he also used to pull off quite a lot of them and shut shit down.
That's the part I'd like to remind people, because there's a lot of people coming up to me, and the one critique that they always have, but the winger jammed it. And I think that this goes for every team in the NRL.
Yeah.
Everyone's been like, the winger jammed it. It's like, yeah, but when he smashes that guy, you're like, geez, do you see that big tackle?
It's such an all or nothing play.
I think more than that, it's easy. It's the easiest one to pick out. It's the easiest one for a fan to be like, oh, I've seen something here. This is going to be my take for the week.
Why are you so?
Because people say it as if this guy's just come out of like under 18s.
Yeah.
And he's just been like, I have no idea what our defensive scheme is. I'm just going to tackle whoever the fuck.
But it's
a genuine, legit defensive strategy.
I know it is, and I love that you're the only person I've ever met who hard out sticks up for it.
I'm not sticking up for it. I'm just saying, stop coming to me and being like, if one more person comes up to me and goes, geez, how about the wingers jamming? I'm like, oh, fuck off.
What about, because armed with this knowledge, after I think it was 2 weeks ago, we had the same argument.
Yeah.
What an argument, healthy discussion. And then we interviewed Charlie on our show, and I said, jamming in, is that a tactic? Is the coach telling them to do it? And he said, no, it is decision fatigue. It's a split second thing where you go
Decide.
shit. Yes, split second. But he said it's not something they train, and it's not something they want them to do.
So why do we see it every single game?
Exactly.
I just don't buy it. We need to get a coach on. Someone who actually
Charlie
knows.
Gubb has played like 400 games.
The plumber. No.
Actually, shout out to Porter King Portaloos down in Wellington if you need one.
Yeah.
That's your place to go.
Yeah.
But so that's the interesting. We do need to get someone on, like a coach or,
Someone who actually knows rugby league.
someone who knows what they're talking about, just to be like, yes, like it works some of the time, but we don't encourage it, and it often happens when players are fatigued. Like an answer like that makes a lot of sense.
No, but even it's not an accident. You know what I'm saying? It's not an error. Jamming in isn't an error. You say it's a decision. He's got a decision between trying to tackle this guy or stop the play early before it gets out there. And so he's deciding between two things. It's not like a knock on. That's the way people treat it. Like, I jammed in. Like, it's like they come up and tell me it like someone tripped over.
Who are these people?
Matt Heath. Just did it to me.
Captain of the Pinot Noir.
Just did it to me before he came over here. It's every single time the Warriors lose, they're like, oh, what about when he jammed in?
Well, to be fair, the German was responsible for 2 tries.
Against the Titans, one of them, I would let Dallin off the hook, that long range one, because the tackle was made on that guy, so he came in to wrap the ball up. It was just mistimed.
Yeah.
And then the problem there is we don't have any searing pace to track dudes down when they get away.
That is especially when it, like, I think it was Brian Kelly, and you've got guys like Khan Pereira. I think he was playing, I can't remember.
Yeah.
We've got our big bulky wingers.
Yeah.
Who are solid.
Yeah.
We don't have an Alex Johnson or someone like that can.
Yeah.
Who's our fastest guy?
Damian. Oh, who's the fastest?
Because it was
Metcalf.
It was Sean.
Yeah.
Back in the day.
Yeah. Over like 100 meters.
Adam, what do you reckon? Producer Adam?
No, I think it was Metcalf recently. I think you are right.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck yeah.
The guy with the broken...
He gone now.
With the broken calf. Yeah, okay, cool. Because we are actually quite a slow team.
Yeah. We don't score long range. Dallin does from intercepts.
Yes, and...
Which he should stop doing because he's jamming in when he gets those.
Yeah, fuck
Because you don't get an intercept standing on the outside of a winger.
All right, okay. It's just a healthy point of discussion, and it's an interesting topic to talk about. Dallin at full flight, he takes a long time to get up to speed, which is why when he's on the end of those right side moves, he's flying and it's mean.
It's not his biggest.
I wouldn't be surprised if someone was like, oh, second fastest is Wade Egan. I'll be like, yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, maybe. There's like over 10 meters and then there's over 100 meters. And I still think Sean Johnson's up there with any of them over 10 meters.
Just with his old man Achilles, I just can't imagine him running at full flight anymore.
But you're right. Usually it's one of your back three and it ain't for us. So,
yeah, which is interesting.
Yeah, I don't know who it is. Just back to Dylan Walker quickly. I feel like somebody messaged in the Mad Monday Munters group. Just go to facebook.com/groups/Odenron.
So hard.
Someone said if Sean Johnson, because he's carrying this niggly injury apparently, if he was to be out, who would you who would you put in the halves? I said Sean Johnson to 6. Because remember that last game he played there?
Did you say Sean Johnson again?
No, sorry. RTS.
RTS to 6?
Yeah, I think so. Because I just think he needs more. I think everyone agrees he needs to be touching the ball more.
So it's like a Joey Manu move. When the Roosters freak out, they put Joey Manu at 5'8" and just say run.
Yeah, or the last time Sean Johnson was out and Roger Tuivasa-Sheck played for us and he played 6.
Right, okay.
Because it's him or Tohu. Or, to be honest, Dylan Walker.
Dylan Walker.
Yeah.
And like a CHT.
Yeah, I think we forget that Dylan Walker's basically a half because we play him as a middle. But yeah, I just think if knock on wood that doesn't happen.
Well, look, it is very much a reality, right? Because it's going to happen. He's even said he's going to miss some games.
Yeah, everyone does.
He's like, let's not forget he's injury prone. So,
but with all of that said, I still do think that the Warriors are going to win this game,
especially without Kalen Ponga, who I think, and I've said this before, and people think, disagree and say it's Mitch Moses or it's Tom Turbo or whoever it might be. I think Kalen Ponga is the single biggest influence on the success of his team. Last year, he came back, got the Dally M. The Knights went on a massive winning screen.
Massive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Winning spree. Yeah, no, Sean Johnson should have got it. Yeah. And then we knocked them out. But without him, I'm not saying they're going to win this game this weekend, although they played really well against the Dolphins, completed to a high rate. I'm just saying he is 85% of their attack.
And when we played them, he was the only thing they had.
Yes.
He's outside of him, they had nothing against us.
Yeah.
Now seems as good a time as any to get into our TAB Good Punt. I don't know if you've been on the TAB this week, but it's been revamped.
Yeah, it took away my bonus bet. I had $1 of bonus bets.
What the hell?
Yeah, that's bloody bullshit, man.
Okay. Well, TAB, reach out.
I'm writing a letter.
Yeah. We'll have them on tomorrow for the ACC Sportsbook podcast. I'll hit them up. I'll hold them to account. But anyway, so the thing's been overhauled. There's all sorts of different markets on there now. So many more markets. It's going to take a while to wrap your head around it. Yeah. So go and have a look at it. But I've put today's Good Punt on for our game against the Knights this weekend. It's a 3-league multi. We can all of a sudden put 3-league multis back on. We didn't used to be able to because of the bonus bets. New Zealand Warriors to win. I love chucking my little odd or even.
Just to make it a multi, a triple, yeah.
Just to make it a 3-leg because they do have the bonus back. If you place a 3-leg multi missed by 1, you'll get it back as bonus bets.
Question on that, is that automatic for every single NRL game?
No, and you have to check the promotions page for which games they are.
Okay.
But it is the Warriors game this weekend, and most weekends it's the Warriors game plus a couple of, I think there's like one a day, but anyway, check it.
Okay.
And then, Bradman Best is paying $3 to score a try. Or he's paying $4 to score more tries than Roger Tuivasa-Sheck, who I don't think is going to score a try.
But if it's a tie,
then you lose it, yes.
Yeah, so if they get one each, nothing.
Yes.
Yeah. Bradman Best is a try-scoring machine on that left side.
Yeah.
But no Kalen Ponga.
I don't know how much that impacts Bradman Best. I just have an image in my head of Bradman Best. Now, I was tossing up between that and Greg Marju, who scores tries for fun against the Warriors.
Yes, he does, but once again, he has scored 1 try this season.
Yeah, hasn't been great.
No, he hasn't been great. He's also been a bit injured and stuff. I like it, though. It's awesome that we can do the multis now. That's great.
Yeah, so that 3-league, you wrap that all up. Warriors, Bradman Best to score more tries than Roger Tuivasa-Sheck. Even points. That comes out at $9.29. We're going to put $100 on that. Returns $8.29.
You know what you've done there, though, is you're now rooting for Bradman Best.
I am, but I'm rooting for the Warriors to win. So
I'm just rooting over here.
Well, the thing is about the multi is if you bet on a player to a team to win, then a player from the other team to score gives you better odds. So I generally pick a try scorer against the Warriors when I'm betting on them. And you can too if you head to the TAB.
You do love your 3-leg multis, eh?
I love a good 3-legger, yeah.
Might have to start calling you the 3-leg multi.
The tribal 3-leg multi.
Then it makes it sound like a massive piece.
Huge news in Supercoach, so we need to take a break and then dive deep into the Supercoach of the round. All right, we'll get into Supercoach in just a sec, but each month the Mad Monday team are giving away 4 tickets to the next home game and 4 and 20 pie vouchers. To enter, all you have to do is text the monthly keyword to 3236. The keyword this week is EAT, E-A-T. So text EAT to 3236 to be in to win tickets, all thanks to our great mates at 4 and 20. Casey, the big news in Supercoach world came out late last night, and that is that Cleary has re-aggravated that hamstring and is out for this week. Now, a lot of people brought him in last week. A lot of people would be umming and ahhing about bringing him in this week.
Right. Did he re-aggravate it, or have they just rested him because it's a tight turnaround? And the Rabbitohs suck.
I mean,
Let me just double check here on the old NRL Physios page.
I mean, he's not playing because he's got a sore hamstring. And that's after 6 weeks of not playing.
The official line is the club are being cautious with him, having just returned from a hamstring injury, plus short turnaround, plus travel to Townsville.
So he is playing this week?
No, he's not.
Sweet.
No, but he hasn't
Cleary's not
re-aggravated
playing
it.
because of a fucking hamstring injury.
All I know
Okay.
is, well, that's the difference between 1 game off and 4. So I just want to make sure, because otherwise I have to tear my team apart.
Supplementary question. Do you believe the way they word those when they come out and say, oh, we're doing this or that? Do you believe that Chevy Stewart wasn't dropped this week by Ricky Stewart?
I think that if it was the Warriors, I wouldn't believe it, because they have Wade Egan there, even if he's in a sling.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know, man. I like to think that the Panthers don't mess around too much.
Yeah. Well, regardless, he's out. Now, did you bring him in last week?
You bet your ass I did.
Yeah.
Follow-up question. Did I hold on to him for the entire time he was out like Adam, our producer, did? Adam, how are you feeling right now about this whole thing?
Pretty good, actually. You know, I don't feel like I haven't wasted basically $1 million for now 7 weeks. You know, last week would have been the first week I was like, you know what? I'm back on form. Here we go, and then here we are.
Yeah.
I like it because Adam's a massive dark horse and super coach. He's also quite savvy with his trades. So I have gone big early. I've only got 26 trades left.
Oh, so you've boosted again?
I've boosted 4 times.
Oh, shit.
Because basically what my strat this year is to get my team all set up nice and then have, obviously barring injuries, and then just sort of coast for about a month and only make trades I need to make because I can rely on my boys to get the job done.
Yeah, right.
That's my strat anyway, so yeah.
Yeah,
You don't have Cleary, eh?
I don't have Cleary. I had Cleary about 3 times this week and then binned him and then brought him back and then binned him. And then last night when the message came through, I was on my phone it's quite clumsy trying to trade on your phone.
It is very clumsy. And the app's been updated recently, but it's still pretty clunky.
So I didn't have Nathan Cleary and I'm now right for the wrong reasons because he's out again this week. I was going to get Cleary in. But For Sean Johnson, yeah. But now I don't have to, which frees me up to make a luxury trade that I've been looking at for a long time. But I think sticking on Cleary, how do you play it? I think you're right. It could only be 1 week. He just played last week.
Yeah, exactly.
So do you have to sit on him, don't you? If you brought him in last week, you have to sit on him.
If you were going to bring him in this week like you, if you held on to Sean last week because he was playing the Titans, which is a smart idea, by the way, then yeah, sweet, just hold Sean again, playing the Knights. I reckon he'll get a decent whack at the Knights. Just bring in Cleary next week. Cleary is $100K cheaper than Nico Hines.
Yes.
So if you don't have Cleary or Hines, get Nico Hines. His break even is -3. Hines, and he's $964,000. So he's going to be over $1 million next week.
Yeah.
Get Hines now, otherwise you're not going to get him.
Yes.
But otherwise, 80% of super coaches have Cleary, so just put him on the bench. All good.
Because then what else are you going to do? You're going to try and chase Sam Walker and pray that he scores 145 again?
That was a fluke. That's a...
Yeah.
For example, with Sam Walker, he looked excellent.
Yeah.
But there are some super coaches out there, like producer Adam, who have got Justin Olam because he went big for 1 game and then another game. And then since then, he's shat the bed because that's what he does. He's more of a 30-point player.
Bitch.
Whereas Sam Walker's more of a 50 to 60-point player who just happened to have a fucking awesome game.
Yeah.
So.
Dre fired at Adam there.
It's fair enough. It was a bad call.
I was looking at your team because you're doing quite well, and I was like, oh shit, he's got Justin Olam. That's a real blowout.
Yeah, but I literally brought him on that pay increase, the increase of thing week, and then he has 100% shat the bed. So we're going good.
So speaking of pay increases, it's sort of a weird time of the year because you can still make a lot of money off players, but I think with all of the injuries, people dropping Cleary, dropping Haas, who it's just come out that he's got another knee issue, he won't be playing. Or I didn't see that it was confirmed he wasn't going to play.
Aggravated knee injury at training, not ruled out at this stage, but obviously some uncertainty there.
Yeah, same with Jared Waerea-Hargreaves, which, I can't imagine anyone owns him, but that does mean Terrell May
is starting. So everyone that had Terrell May, don't get rid of him yet.
Yes.
And also, I don't think you have to prioritize getting rid of a front row for the same reason I brought up the other day with you. Fix a front row when you've got a spare trade. Don't boost to fix it because front rowers are going to get you 50, 60 points.
That's right, yeah.
Unless it's add-in and gets 100.
Unless you bring him in and he scores 125 and wins you your Supercoach round, despite the fact that you left Nico Hines on the bench, but you still beat Di Henwood.
Shout out to Manaia, who not only left didn't captain Nico, but also didn't even reserve him.
Yeah.
What did he get? 150, 160?
And I was going to captain him, so I left 320 points on the bench, and that's just to keep myself humble, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to tune into this podcast, and I'm just crushing people every week, you know. So I just rested him. You know, he's been playing pretty hard lately. But what it was I was doing that trade him in, trade him out, trade him in, trade him out, trade him in, trade him out, right up until that early Warriors game, and then I thought that I had him on, didn't.
You just didn't, yeah.
Didn't.
I did that earlier in the season. I missed out on Cleary getting 100 and something points.
Anyway, back to my money-making point is, like, a lot of people will have a lot of money to spend, so you may not still want to make a bit of money. Some of you will because you want to make luxury trades, or there's been some guy that's pissing you off on your team that you want to bin.
Yeah.
Shout out to Sam Hughes. And for me this week, the money-making move is, if you can stomach it, Trey Fuller or what's our man?
David Armstrong.
Armstrong, yeah. Bring one of those guys in. Trey Fuller's forecast to make like 250K because he's come in, played 2 games, scored 85 and 99.
He has a break even of negative 123. So if he comes on, high head tackle someone, which would be impossible because he's like a koala, and then goes off straight away, sent off, he will still make 100 grand.
If he Dom Youngs it.
If he Dom Youngs it, he's going to make 100 grand.
If he Dong Yums it.
Then Dong Yum, that is his new nickname.
Oh, one of the commentators called him Dong Yum the other day.
Dong Yum.
Dong Yum.
But here's the question, who have you got at fullback?
Well, this is the problem, isn't it? Because if you really want to be putting up numbers every week, you have to have 2 gun fullbacks. They're the highest scoring positions. I think up until recently, everyone had Ponga and then one of probably Turbo, Pappy, or
Reece
more
Walsh.
recently, Reece Walsh. Or maybe you'd be going to Drinkwater this week if you wanted to.
So, yes. So, who have you got?
I've got Turbo and Pappy.
Are you thinking of doing it?
I'm dropping Turbo.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is huge. Adam?
I'm doing the same thing.
Oh.
Because last week I came on here and I said I'm holding Ponga for one more week.
Here's your opportunity.
To get Scott Drinkwater because the Cowboys are on the bye. So I then watched that weekend's footy. I watched Trey Fuller play against the Knights and go, he hasn't scored a try. I don't think he had a try assist, and he almost had 100 points.
99.
He is a top-level fullback.
And passes the eye test, like you said.
Bloody oath, he looks great.
He looks like Jareem Buller from last year.
He is, Jareem Fuller. I think that when Hamiso's due to come back in like a month,
Yeah.
when he comes back, Origin time's going to happen. He's going to go play for Queensland. Fuller's going to play again anyway.
Yeah.
The Dolphins play every single bye round.
On top of that,
They're the only team that does that.
They haven't left Queensland in
Until
2024
until round 16, they don't leave Queensland because of their because of their game scheduling, which is excellent. So for me, it's a no-brainer. Injured Kalen Ponga out, Trey Fuller in.
Yeah, that's easy.
All of a sudden, I've got a shitload of cash, and David Fafita is now on my side, and I've got 400K left in the bank.
That's exactly what I've done.
Yeah, so I think it's a luxury trade type situation. Do you need money at this point in time? Yeah, maybe, but he's not someone who's going to score 40. This dude's going to come out and score like 70 or 80.
And if by the time the hammer comes back or the Origin thing's over and this guy loses, he's made you $250,000.
He's going to make more. I reckon he's going to make like 300 or 400K.
Which brings him up to about the 600K. From there, you can jump to another gun fullback by the end of the season.
That's right. So I am 100% going Trey Fuller. You are, Adam, you are as well.
Yeah,
100%.
And it means I can bin. I've got to be honest with you. This is a spite trade. I'm binning Sean Lane out of my team.
I binned him a few weeks ago. Yeah.
I'm so sick of him.
Yeah.
He's got the bye this week as well, which was the last straw for
What
me.
did he score, like
went
26 last week?
27.
27,
and he went off like with a bit of an injury. I've still got Ben Trebojevic sitting on my
Oh, you
bench
still got Burbo? Wow.
because I've just been spike trading my way through this season. Fuck this guy, he's out of here.
The guy for me who I've still got is Taylor May.
Oh, Taylor May. Yeah.
And my attitude with him is because like everyone sort of like a lot of people started the season with him. My attitude with him is like, surely this prick will score a try and then I will trade him out.
Taylor May. Jeez, you should bring Braden Trindle in.
Yeah, I know, right? the other fella that everyone's looking at is obviously David Armstrong, who's filling in for Kalen Ponga. The good thing about him is don't boost this week if one of your trades was getting David Armstrong. Save your boost because he's only played one game. You don't go up in value until you've played 3, so you can get him in for the same price next week.
Yeah, right. That's a good point.
Yeah.
On the buys, rounding it out, Garrick back to scoring monster scores.
Yeah, I've got him in. I got him in last week.
145. He, I think he's bottomed out in terms of price.
Definitely. And the other thing with Garrick too, and this is something I've decided to start thinking about, is I am now setting up my team for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Garrick is a winger I'm going to have for the rest of the season because whilst Turbo plays Origin, he plays fullback. So he's going to be a gun. So, and you want players like that you can lock in and get in now. Like David Fafita has one of the worst Origin schedules ever, but he is going to be in my team until the end of the season.
And he's one of those guys. Fafita for me is I just like watching him play.
Oh,
And
absolutely,
it's important to have those players.
Plus, if he misses a game and then plays a game, he'll probably score 120, which is 60 in both games. So it's like, yeah, I'll take it, man. I'm happy to have that.
Yeah, that's right. Some of the other buys that I put in there, mentioned Fuller, we mentioned Armstrong. I had Gagai in there, but he just got dropped.
Jacob Gagai, was it?
Gagai, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And then Britain Ecuador is a bit of a pod if you wanted to
Especially after
fire a shot.
now that Braden Trindle's in jail. Nico loves that right side, and Britain Ecuador went on a tear of getting heaps of line breaks last year and was epic. So now's the time to get him, take a punt on him. And the good thing is you can swap it like a Morgan Smithies or like one of those middling
Bo Firma.
or a Bo Firma, who I did just upgrade to Fafita. You can swap one of those fellas out.
Yeah.
No dramas.
Yeah, 100%. Sales, I had Johnson in here when Cleary was fine. Cleary's gone, so I'm going to hold on to Johnson.
The other one you got here is Terrell May. Hold on to him.
Yeah, again, that one's changed as well, just
Which is
in the
great.
last few minutes.
One last potential buy. I think I may have took actually two. Two for you guys to think about. And both I am doing this week and next week. The trade I was going to do this week was I think Bostock out.
Yeah.
Dane Gagai in.
Yeah.
Dane Gagai is the kicker for the Knights.
Yeah, right.
Now he sucks at it.
But he's doing it.
But he's kicking. No one else is doing it.
But he's doing it.
He's also a guy that averaged like 70 points all the way through last year and it just gets through lots of work. Now that Ponga's out, I feel like he's going to do even more.
Yep.
In fact, while Ponga was out early last season, he was one of the best centre wings in the game. So I've circled him. He's not too expensive at the moment, and he's goal kicking.
Yeah.
So he was my original first trade, and however, I have now swapped. Jermaine Asako has come into my team.
Oh, nice.
Because he is a goal kicking Dolphin who's going to play every single bye round.
Yeah.
I'm going to have a top level goal kicking centre wing for every bye round going forward.
Pretty scucks.
He's pretty scucky. He scored 113 at the weekend. He's just one of those gun level players who's also bottomed out in price.
Yeah, right. What's he at?
He's now 679,000, but he's got a break even of 40, so he might go up a wee bit. But you think about having Garrick, goal kicking centre wing, Asako, Dane Gagai, and if you get in like a Val Holmes after Origin, 4 goal, and then like a Zach Lomax, you've got 5 goal kicking centre wings. That's my shit right there. That's what I want.
I think if you're a newer player and you don't really know how to allocate your money, just go wings.
Goal kicking wings especially.
Goal kicking centre wings.
Yeah, that's a really good way to do it. And David Fafita.
Or like 2 gun fullbacks, then basically top down or bottom up, depending on how you're looking at your team.
Yeah, Hines and Cleary, 2 gun fullbacks, goal kicking centre wings, and Dave Fafita. Boom, top 1,000 finish.
Yeah,
that's
guaranteed. All right, well, we've just told you how to win your league, so.
Just quickly, though, who are you captaining?
Oh, Nico Hines.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
After
brought him
last
in.
week.
If he dong yums it, if he dong yum and score minus 60.
If he dong yum and score minus 60.
If he dong yum score minus 50. I don't care.
No.
I would rather do that than do what I did last week.
And everyone is also so shit scared of not captaining him. He's also playing the last game of the round against the Dragons.
So a VC loop option.
VC
which
loop
will be my undoing again this week.
Who are you thinking about for VC loop? Because obviously
I haven't looked at...
You can't go Shawnee J because he's halfback as well.
Yes.
But I wouldn't mind, for example, I've got Garrick and Turbo. Garrick and Turbo are playing against the Raiders Friday night. I might not vice captain Turbo. I might vice captain Garrick. Because he massively outscored Turbo last week. He got 140-something points, so he's a really nice vice captain option.
If you had Reece Walsh, that could be another one.
Reece against the Roosters. He loves those big games. The matchups, So,
yeah.
Or, how about this? You vice captain Dave Fafita against the Melbourne Storm if you've got him.
Oh, I suppose it's
vice.
it's low risk, yeah.
So you can just chuck it on a dude who you want to watch.
Yeah.
And then, so I think I'll go Garrick against the Raiders.
That's low risk.
Yeah.
I think I'm gonna vice captain Adam Fanua Blake and just see what happens.
Now we're talking. He plays on Sunday as well, so you have.
Oh no, that's too
10
much
minutes
pressure.
to do
That's
the
too much
switch.
pressure. That's too much pressure. No. Yeah, I'm gonna go Garrick as well, and we'll see how we go.
Well, there you go.
All right, thank you very much for joining us. Thanks as always to our dear friends at 4 and 20 Pies. Enjoy your rugby league football across the weekend. We will be back on Monday for another podcast, and commentary of the Warriors is live on Saturday.
Sunday.
4
o'clock, myself and Di Henwood, Sky Sport 9.
See you then. Hooroo.
See ya.
Without rugby league. And Australia without rugby league is not Australia.